Hey everyone, welcome to the oddest story you will ever come to love. My name is Dan. Today on the podcast we have Pat.
Hello everyone.
And Mary.
Ew.
And Trevor.
Hi.
How's everyone feeling?
Outstanding. I feel wonderful, like as if we started exactly on time.
Hey, at least we started today.
That's right.
The same. Oh dear.
My morning went off without a hitch.
What does that saying
Mine
mean?
didn't. Like a hitch in the plan.
Why didn't...
Don't question it, Pat. It's all right.
I think it's more a reference to
To the Will Smith movie.
To sailing, like a hitch knot. I don't know.
I'm looking up the meaning now. Please continue.
There you
Pretty
go.
sure it's
You look
the
up the
Will
meaning.
Smith thing that I was mentioning earlier.
Okay,
Could be.
the definition simply says with no problem.
Oh, there you go.
Very anticlimactic. I was hoping there was this great lore on why it happened.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, that
An
wasn't exciting
explanation
at
of where
all.
it came from.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's
I
pretty-
thought maybe there was literally a series of hitches like on a road somewhere, and then one day there just
There-
wasn't a hitch, so that went off without a hitch.
There needs to be a website sort of like Google, but for the meanings of sayings.
Isn't that kind of like Urban
Oh,
Dictionary?
they have it. Yeah, it's Urban Dictionary. If you want to
Yeah,
know
but-
what Dutch oven is, I'll Google Dutch oven real quick. I think I know what that is.
I'm well aware of what a Dutch
Oh,
oven is.
okay.
My wife hates me for it.
Oh, God damn it.
So
You gotta try something new things when you've been together 11 years.
Okay. Turn-
Anyway.
Anal?
so now we're that podcast. I see. Welcome everybody. Let's have a little discussion.
No, Trevor, not like anal.
Oh, because that happened at 5 years, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we're well beyond that.
Oh god. Yeah.
It's what
Now you
anniversary is
gotta-
the
now
what
you've
anniversary
moved
is
on
the
to-
glass anniversary?
Glass anniversary.
Oh god.
15?
No, is it really?
What? Is
I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about.
For marriage, there's like platinum anniversaries and there's gold anniversaries and then there's silver. I think that's what you're referring to, right, Dan?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
well-
I know, but like I don't know any of the dates, and I didn't know that glass was one.
I could be wrong, but I
Oh,
thought
maybe
it
it's
was.
7
Are you
years.
sure you're not talking about the
copper
glass
is
ceiling?
12 and a half.
Let me see.
Could be 7 years because if you break glass,
7
years
is
bad.
wool and copper.
Wool and copper. One of those
Yeah.
things is a little stronger than the other.
You know what?
Oh
Glass
yeah.
isn't on here.
Wool is definitely stronger than copper.
Absolutely. Have you ever made a copper sweater? That tears like motherfucker.
Dude, if you manage to make it to 90 years, it's stone.
Stone.
Yeah, 90th anniversary is
Well,
the
that's
stone
like-
anniversary.
Well, good
That's
luck with
because
that.
that's
Dan.
when love has died.
Give each other like a headstone or something.
Suggested modern gift: diamond or emerald.
Which one's the emerald one? That's like Bud's anniversary written all
Interesting.
over it.
I don't think there is one.
No.
Oh yeah, 55.
Okay, but
My-
what is the 26th anniversary?
There isn't one.
Well, that's
Well,
bullshit.
Yeah, it goes like straight up 1 through 25, and then goes 30, 35, 40, 45, and so
Oh, wow.
on. Yeah. My grandparents made it to Blue Sapphire, 65 years.
Aw, that's awesome.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's a late divorce.
Well, unfortunately, it was ended by cancer, but thank you.
Aw. Aw.
Man,
It's
Now,
fine.
Trevor, don't you
you
feel
get
silly?
Listen. Oh no, absolutely not.
No, you shouldn't. I mean, man was 93 when he passed away.
Wow,
Not really.
That
yeah.
is older than anyone has ever lived in my entire family, like throughout history.
Old
Really?
as balls.
Yeah. My grandpa was the oldest person in our family, and he lived to 82.
Wow.
Man, this is depressing. Let's move on.
So
Guys, please, I don't need this Sunday.
I sang at a kind of karaoke thing last night.
Give us a
Oh,
little,
man,
give
did
us a
you
little
get video?
taste. Give us a taste.
No, absolutely not. My voice is now.
Hold on, let me get my piano.
Oh God! But no, we had
right.
a family party, and just my uncle prides himself on being able to know every single Beatles song known to man. So we're singing Beatles songs all night.
Huh.
Oh, Beatles song. Yeah, I got that. Hold on. Are we
Here we go.
Are we gonna do it?
We're gonna do a little live karaoke here.
No, that's okay. You're just gonna hear silence on my part here.
All right.
Oh, Pat, come on.
That's broken.
No, if I send you an instrumental version of John Lennon instead of audio file, you'll know why.
Oh, okay.
All right, fine. So this week is a little bit of a different week. There's really not much going on exciting news-wise, especially after the fiasco of last week with my son and everything. Everything seems just kind of plain and boring this week.
Well, you haven't asked me anything.
Trevor, how was your week?
It's pretty boring. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
There's not much going on.
They had launched that YouTube gaming thing, and it seems to be going pretty well. I was doing some testing for that for a thing that we're not going to talk about yet, but it's
spoilers.
It looks promising.
It is and it isn't. I've been hearing a lot about like they put copyright claims on almost everything.
Oh, really?
So it's near impossible to actually get away with something with streaming certain things because they'll put dumb copyright. Like if there's copyrighted music in the game you're playing, and that happens to slip through somehow, they'll take your stream offline right away.
Whoa, really?
Now I've heard that that's something that they said they could do, but I haven't heard of any instances of that yet. Keller was telling me about it, but
yeah, I don't know if there's any specific instances, but I know it was like whatever regulations they're using for spam blocking and shit like that.
Well, because
it's way too tight.
It's the same as all of their normal YouTube copyright claims, so it is too tight because the YouTube copyright system is a little bullshit. But if they're really doing all that much, then it's going to fail immediately. So I don't think they will.
I hope not. I hope they fix some stuff because it's going to be way too hard to get to compete with Twitch if you can't play
if
music
you can't even stream.
Yeah, you're basically stuck with a blank screen or just some dude talking.
Yeah, that'll be horrible.
Right?
Oh, artist rendition.
Oh, God.
So you just get like little stick figure drawings and you put it up on the Twitch stream. And you're like, this is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, believe it or not, this game looks amazing. But for you guys, here's a couple of stickmen.
This is supposed to be Batman, but...
You'd think that these video game companies would actually think, hey, what if we gave people like a license, like a very affordable license right to use some of our material in their content? They'd be making quite a bit of money.
They would be making a lot of money.
But I'm not talking about some like unaffordable thing that you have to pay like $1,000 per game.
Oh yeah, no, I got you.
To play Let's Plays or whatever. But like maybe like a monthly subscription that you pay, and it gives you an all inclusive rights to certain amounts of games, and that way they're making money. So they're satisfied with the fact that you're using their product to go out and make money, but also everybody would be doing that.
Interesting that you mentioned that. Would they? Because Nintendo has done basically exactly that. Because Nintendo put out, I think this was a couple of months ago maybe, Nintendo put out a system where if you sign up with their service, any Nintendo video that you put out, they will not claim, but they get, I want to say, 40% of the revenue.
Oh, right. I think we had
talked about
maybe
that
it's
before.
30.
It's like it's
but,
30 or 40, something like that. But you add that on top of what Google takes, or YouTube, or whoever takes that portion of it, and so for content creators on YouTube, it's not really worth it to do Nintendo videos because they're not going to make near what they would if it wasn't Nintendo.
Unless you're Game Grumps.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
See, I've noticed that, or I've seen the Game Grumps, and they almost exclusively do Nintendo now. Almost. Really? Well, you know what? That's wrong. For a while they were doing pretty much just Nintendo because they had their Punch Out, while they had their Mario Sunshine, while they had their whatever other Mario thing. But now they're doing a bit more. They're doing King's Quest right now, right? I don't know. I haven't watched most of their stuff.
Such a good game.
I haven't. Okay, so tell me about it, because let me let you know, I didn't get a computer till I was older, so I didn't play any of the King's Quest games.
Wait, are they playing the original or the?
No, they're playing the new ones.
Okay, it's I mean, it's almost exactly like the original game, except obviously it's better graphics. The puzzles are just as frustrating, yet obviously easy.
Oh, so they're one of those things where it's like you're upset that you can't figure it out, but then when you finally do, you're just angry at yourself because you're like, obviously.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. It's like, man, why can't I figure out this? And then you figure it out and you go, oh, why didn't I think of that earlier?
Like, clearly the chef needs soup.
Right? Except I seem to remember the original games being a little bit more like, why would you think to do that? Like, it just didn't make any sense. Like, I can't think of a specific example in the King's Quest games, but like, is it like a Castlevania game where you have to have holy water in your inventory and you have to kneel down beside a wall to progress or something?
If it's holy water, it's probably Castlevania.
Yeah. But I remember it's something like that where it's like, yeah, you have to have that in your inventory and you have to have something else, and then you go and stand behind this wall or beside this wall for like 2 minutes or something before you can actually move on in the game. And it's like, who the hell would think of that?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go for it.
I say, as we're talking about it, kind of reminds me of, like, there was this game that I used to play called Monkey Island, or The Secret of Monkey Island. And
oh, yeah.
Dude,
it's
I played
the same
that.
people, right?
Right? Lucasfilm or whatever?
Might be.
Well, in any case,
probably
I just
not.
remember...
The King's Quest games were Sierra.
It's a touch...
Yeah.
It's a touch adventure, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like you had to, like, push door...
Point and click adventure.
Grab sword, kick child, thing like that. And then there was one part where I was just completely stuck in my, younger years. And it was when you get trapped inside of like this hut, like this, I guess this wild hut or whatever, and they're keeping you in there and you got to get out of there, but you got to take one of the things in there with you. And it never occurred to me, I have to go do something on the outside. So I kept trying like for hours and hours trying to figure out how to get out from the inside. And it was just the most frustrating thing in the world. It was crazy. But I mean, once you figure out what you're supposed to do, it was so satisfying. Like you guys said, just like, oh my God, why didn't I think to do that to begin with?
Is that satisfying or soul crushing?
It's...
I think a little bit of both.
It's a little of both. Because I don't play those games because I love myself. So I always am just like, I'm going to stay clear of that. I'm not that smart.
Games like that, and then
those type of games really have a knack for making you feel stupid, though.
Yeah, they do.
They really do. It's like, why can't I fucking figure this out? I can just say, thank God.
What am I doing wrong?
Yeah, I can just say, thank God for walkthroughs.
Well, there was a game called Phantasy Star 4, which was like a RPG where you're kind of walking around everywhere, and at one point, if you don't know, you're supposed to walk through a wall, literally. So you're going up and down and around everywhere, but if you don't know that you're supposed to pass through a wall, you'd be lost there forever.
That's terrible.
It is terrible.
Why would they do that?
That's so genius.
Because it's Sega.
like you imagine them designing that part, and they're just like, how can we torture people the most?
Mm-hmm.
It would be
Make
amazing
them have to go through a wall.
If Sega was, or if whoever the developer was just sitting there behind you, watching you do it. That would be a good reason. But,
laughing maniacally.
Yeah, just
idiot. He'll never figure it out.
How do we add another hour of 3 hours worth of gameplay to this game? I know.
Yeah.
They have to walk through a wall. Oh, I felt so that was probably. I mean, and then they put it at the very beginning of the game, so it's like if you don't. Like if you can't find how to get out of there, obviously you're gonna say, screw this, I don't want to play this no more. I want to go play something that makes sense. Or you figure it out early in the game and you're still with like, why did they do that? I mean, you literally trim the entire stage up until you get to this point. And I think the only clue they give you that you can walk through there is that there's like a little crack in the screen or in the wall. And then you turn, you're like, well, why is this wall different from all the other walls? Just because you're like mind-numbingly bored. And it's when you skim it that you're like, this is horrible.
Well,
yeah.
I'll give you a little. It's on Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, Phantasy Star?
Phantasy Star. It was originally a Genesis Mega Drive game.
Fantasy Star 4.
And now it's on Steam.
That's the one I had played. It was a lot of fun. Aside from the wall, everything else was an amazing game.
I don't know if I've ever played that.
I have not.
You must go play it.
However, the Genesis was my first console ever. And I've been on a kick lately, where I've been collecting all these retro games.
Mm-hmm.
And so I found a Sega Genesis. And not only did I find Sega Genesis, I found the first game that I ever remember playing.
Ooh.
Which is X-Men 2 Clone Wars.
No, really? That's cool.
Huh.
Yes.
Sounds terrible.
It's fantastic. You can switch between... Gambit's in it. The whole gang's there. It is a hard as fuck game, though.
The whole gang.
Yeah, you can play as, like, Rogue and Beast and Nightcrawler, and can't play as Professor X, though, so...
Is there a game out there where you can play as Professor X, though?
Let's be fair, probably.
You just scoot around in a chair and then attack people with your mind. The animation on that might not be too exciting.
Well, maybe not, but it would give people what they're looking for.
This is going to sound bad, but I'm going to say that Professor X's game is helping him go to the bathroom.
It's a nurse simulator.
Oh, no, that was bad. Never mind. Dan, why'd you make me say that? That's horrible. Never again.
Dan.
I know.
You gave me these secret notes that I have to read in. Well,
I'm pulling the worst out of people since 1985.
There was another X-Men game for the Sega Genesis that was like I remember the most, and it was like a 2D side scroller, and you'd run into the Juggernaut a lot, and there was a stage with Wolverine, like when you got onto a spaceship, and it was the same concept we were talking about earlier, where you cannot figure out where it is you're supposed to go. And I think it made some like top 10 list, and I'll see if I can't link it to you. Where they talk about that if you don't beat a certain boss, you have to like hit a switch, and then the door opens on the other side of the stage. And if you don't know to go back and connect the two dots of those switches, you're stuck in that level perpetually. You can't get out of it.
Jesus Christ. Why do they do that?
Because it almost feels like the game broke. Like they didn't finish it, or they didn't expect you to get that far or something.
Well, I'll tell you, that sounds a lot like the game that I love.
Yeah, the Clone Wars?
That I play a lot.
Maybe it could be the same game.
I mean, I don't know. I don't remember the Switch thing. And, I mean, the first level is incredibly long, and you have to go fight a boss. But it is one of those, like, mazes that you have to get through. And it's side-scroller.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least it's not like that game that got pulled from Steam there that the No reported on. What was that? Like, supposed to have 8 levels, but even the dev didn't get any further than level 3 or something?
Yeah. Let me Google that.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it, but that was a pretty messed up story.
What happened? He didn't make more than 3 levels, or he made it so you couldn't get past level 3?
It seems like he only made 1 level, and there was like Kickstarters and things like that going on where he was making money for to be putting into the game, and it just, I don't know, nobody could ever beat the first level. And then they would do comparisons in the code for the other levels, and they were like, the levels are all the same file size or something. So I guess that meant like either they're the exact same levels or they don't actually exist or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that's right, because the first level was a larger size, I think, and then 2 through 9 were the exact same, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Don't quote me.
Yeah, and then the whole, like, there was he said that there was a hint that you get in game to beat the first level, but it was like after whatever the Steam cutoff is for refunds, because there's that, like, what is it, 2 hours of gameplay or something like that?
Yeah.
So there was like you get an in-game hint after 2 hours, so that you
Journey
basically
of Light,
couldn't get. Yeah, it sounds familiar. I don't know. Either way, it was messed up. It seems he has since pulled everything off, and it's not going forward anymore. But it seems like it was a big scam.
You can't buy the game.
Yeah, because I mean, it got to a point where Steam was just like, screw it, we're going to give everybody a refund for this game that wants it. Never mind the whole our policy on that and everything else.
Okay, so it said it was 1+ hours story, 7 chapters, but no one could finish the first.
Yeah.
And then, what? Okay, so playtime is approximately plus 17 hours, but it says plus 1 hour story. Right?
That's weird, yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, there was a whole thing on that, and maybe if I'm not lazy, I'll find the video from the No and I'll link it.
I was reading on this website that thing with getting stuck on this one level for X-Men, and the thing was that there was a point in the game where you're at a console, and it's on a spaceship or whatever, and it tells you, you're told to reset the computer. So you're supposed to go and, like, you think there's a console on the stage you're supposed to go to, hit it or break it or whatever, but what it really was telling you is you had to reset your console, like the Sega Genesis. You had to turn it off.
I love
turn
that.
it back
Actually,
on.
that's clever.
That's pretty neat, yeah.
Yeah, but if you don't know that that's what they mean by computer, I mean, you'd think turn off the computer and they put in parentheses like the console or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's other stuff like that
in
video games that have happened. Like, I don't remember the exact video game.
Metal Gear Solid 2.
Is that it? Where you had to plug your controller into the second slot?
Yeah, when you're fighting Psycho Mantis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he
yeah, so like there's little things like that, because I guess
moves.
he could read all your moves out of the first controller spot. So you unplug it, plug it into slot 2, and then you can beat him.
Yep.
Which game was that for?
I want to say Metal Gear Solid 2, possibly 3, but I think it's Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah. It's definitely a Metal Gear Solid game. But yeah, I think it's cool when they do stuff like that. Although the instructions for it can be a little, like, I didn't know about it until my friend was like, hey, you got to plug it into the other slot.
Mary, did you ever play games like that when you were growing up?
Well, not really. Not really. I think I played Tekken with my little brother on a PS1, but I think that's pretty much it.
They don't have very many video games in Denmark.
No.
Well, yeah.
Did they have arcades?
Hey, Tekken was a great game.
Listening.
Oh, it was.
I didn't say it was a bad game. I'm just saying.
It was fun.
It doesn't sound like Denmark had too many video games.
Never mind. I'm not gonna make that joke. Never mind. But
what?
No,
what,
it's
what
just
joke?
I'm a horrible person sometimes, but it's these notes that Dan keeps sending me. It's like, do they do a thing where maybe they release the sheep into the wild and you have to go collect them and bring them back, and that's the game.
It's real life gaming.
Real life. Yeah. Hey, and then you can.
We were outside.
And you're probably tanner for it, but
No, not at all.
Hey, that's exercise though. That's better than most childhoods over here. No wonder people get overweight so quickly over here, because we're sitting inside all summer looking for invisible buttons in X-Men games.
Don't I know it?
Were you guys ever like Zelda fans?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
yes. I actually never played Ocarina of Time by myself until it came out on the 3DS, but I played it with my buddy over at his house.
Mm-hmm.
But Majora's Mask is my shit.
I know that is such a great game.
Still is.
Yeah.
I never.
Go ahead.
I never played anything other than the first one.
Okay, Dan, you're fired. You have to go play
The very
Majora's
first
Mask.
one.
Wait a minute. When you say first one, you mean like the original NES one?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
My roommate actually has the gold cartridge for that
I
one.
didn't know, and I only found out, I think, last year, that there's like, you can play the game again and it's harder
Oh,
in the original Zelda.
which?
Do you mean like
It's like the
there's-
second adventure or something.
I didn't know about that.
I know that in
Yeah, I can't remember specifics, but I know you could beat it and then you could go back and play it again, and it's like maybe it was like there's less heart
Well,
containers,
there is
or the items
could
were
be.
moved around
there's a
or something.
hero
I don't
mode
know.
in Skyward Sword for the Wii, and that's something that I've thrown a fit about so badly, because you can go through the entire game, you beat the game, you get all the items, and it took there's a really hard, you have to beat these bosses in a certain row in order to get the Hylian shield. And so once you get that, it's like a trophy, right? But then once you beat the game, it gives you the option to do hero mode, and it restarts you, but then you have like it deletes your entire save history, so you lose everything, but you restart the game. So basically, hero mode bad in Skyward Sword. Don't do it.
Although, that's kind of like prestiging almost.
What do you mean?
Have you ever played? Did you ever play Call of Duty?
I personally didn't. I played bits of it, but I never really got into it.
I played when my brother let me play. But he was like 3rd prestige or something, and basically you get up to whatever level it is, 50 or 100 or something.
Usually 50, I think.
Is it 50? Yeah. And you hit prestige, and then you lose all of your shit.
Oh,
but you gain an extra loadout slot. It's like, I just want to play the game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's people out there that have prestiged like 5-6 times or more.
Oh, at least. No, there's got to be some guy on Call of Duty 4 who is like 20th prestige, if that's the thing.
That is an example of a game that I just never got. Like, I get that it's cool. It's a cool FPS that you get to go around and, have these awesome, amazing visual experiences and FPS.
It's well structured.
Yeah, and it's a great game. I guess like my gaming personality never got into that as much. Like the closest I think I ever got to the whole FPS thing was Halo. And even then it was like...
Did you play Halo for the story or for the multiplayer or both or what?
I played it mostly, I think, for the story. That was really cool to me. And then I played a lot of matchmaking games on Halo 3. But mostly that was so that I could get the stinking... what are they called? The achievements you needed so that you could unlock the recon armor when Bungie made it available to everybody?
Oh, I don't remember.
I'm sure there's going to be something like that in Halo 5.
Yeah, I mean, I got it. I had the recon armor. The armor I could never get was the Kabuyasa?
The Hayabusa one?
Hayabusa one. My buddy had that, and I was super jealous. Except for that, I never played multiplayer. Although, to be fair, so we played a lot of whenever someone would come over to my house or I'd go over to someone's house, because everyone at that point had Halo 3. Everyone was playing matchmaking custom games, and that is the most fun that I've had playing a video game since ever. It's like, it's that, and then Super Smash Brothers at literally any time you play Super Smash Brothers. And then Rocket League. Those are like the 3 most fun times I've ever had playing video games.
So good, Rocket League.
What is Rocket League? Because I hear everybody talking about it all the time.
Oh my god, Pat.
In a nutshell, it's car soccer.
It's car soccer.
But it's fucking incredible.
It's fantastic game.
It
is Game of the Year material, best sports game, best game ever.
Really?
Best
it's
story,
true. It's so fun.
Best single player campaign story in Rocket League.
There's a story?
No, there's absolutely not a story, but you can make one up, and then you know, like your person used to be a person,
make it up as
and
you
then
go.
they got in a car accident, and then they were being crushed by the car compactor because they didn't realize someone was in there because they got so horribly hurt in the thing. And then the car got compacted and immediately bounced back together as whatever your car is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you started playing soccer with your car.
That'd be cool.
Person.
It's really good.
It's
very
actually
good.
Amazing.
And it's even better that I figured out I could use my Xbox One controller on my PC.
Yes.
Because I didn't want to try and play a game like that, like mouse and keyboard. Manio says it's not bad mouse and keyboard, but I'm like, yeah, but it's like a driving game, so I want to have, the control on the sticks. And someone was like, well, you can just use your Xbox One controller. I was like, no way. So yeah, just picked up a micro USB cord, plug it in, works like a charm.
I just stole my my old Samsung Galaxy charger and plugged it in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I scoured my house looking for. I could have swore I had some sort of micro USB around here somewhere. I didn't.
Wow, that's surprising because those things are everywhere.
I know, right? But yeah, it cost me $20 just to be able to play Rocket League on the computer. But
well, I'll tell you, I pre-ordered that Steam controller because I don't want to use my Xbox necessarily all the time because I like to have it on my attached to my Xbox.
Right.
But I got a free copy of Rocket League, and so my roommate and I are going to be playing a hell of a lot of that.
Nice. At some point, it's going to come to the Xbox as well, right?
I mean, It might as well, right? It's already on Windows 10.
I think it's on PS4 too.
It is on PS4. And the interesting thing is that you can't cross-party, but you can cross-platform. So, like, half the games that I play, I'm playing against people on PS4 or with people on PS4.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool that they can do that cross-platform stuff.
Yeah, it is.
It makes it a fuck of a lot easier to find a game, too.
Oh, yeah. Because there's, like, however, like, 30,000 people playing it at any given time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
Although they did say that the Xbox is possibly going to have PC and mouse, keyboard mouse support.
Well, on the Xbox?
From Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer said it.
Well, it's definitely got the platform for it.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Because, I mean, it would be pretty cool, and you'd probably get a lot more MMOs moving to Xbox if they allowed that. Imagine a World of Warcraft Xbox release.
World of Warcraft on Xbox? Man.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't played World of Warcraft in 5-6 years, and I only played it for like 3 months, but if it was on Xbox, I probably still wouldn't play it.
Yeah, it's very true. I don't know. The whole World of Warcraft thing, like, that's kind of old now.
Mm-hmm.
See,
and there's still the people that jumped on in the beginning that are still into the new expansions and shit, but to jump in now at this point, it's
MMOs.
Like, Star Wars died out quickly, too.
Oh, it died out so quick. My buddies tried to get me into that, and I was like, okay, nah. 2 hours in, I was done.
I paid for a month, and then like from launch until like whatever it was, mid-January, late January, and then all of a sudden, like, it was a noticeable drop in people logging on. I'm like, where the fuck is everybody?
Yeah,
and it just, I guess it wasn't enough to keep people paying for it that were intrigued, so they went free to play. I think within 3 months.
Yeah, that's when I joined
something, which for an MMO is really friggin' quick.
Yeah.
I think what's kind of upsetting about those MMOs is that they do this thing where, yeah, it's free to play, and then they give you the storyline so that you can go get this really cool armor or weapon or whatever. And then you see somebody who just joined on that, put in their credit card number, and then they got better armor than you.
Yeah.
At such a low level. And that's where I got frustrated with, like, Star Wars, and there's other games like that too. I kind of was going, there's this one game called Guild Wars. Yeah, stuff like that. And I was like, well, what's the point of playing the game if all you have to do is really, like, pay to get extra stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, it becomes more of it becomes hard to want to play the game for the game's sake when there are people on your server that can just pay to get better armor than you could have got for questing for X amount of hours,
Exactly. And I think that's why games like World of Warcraft and like Final Fantasy are still up there in the books of I'm willing to pay for them, because they make you earn the stuff that you get. And if there is like stuff that you buy, it's more like tokens to maybe change your hairstyle or to, like, put an eye patch on your guy now or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's okay. But the whole stuff where you're having to buy, or like you're paying so that you can wear cooler clothes than the people who have been there forever, that defeats the purpose of the MMO, I think.
Speaking of wearing cooler clothes, we kind of touched on it last time, but Mary's finally in the States and quickly becoming more American every day.
Yeah, westernized.
Oh yeah.
Which
I know she's from Denmark, so it's like
I can't really condone that. I mean, as a Canadian, I'm like, don't become American, please.
Become American, Mary.
It's happening. And
we are the ones who have true freedom.
So she frequently posts pictures of this adorable little boy. I think it's a boy. I hope it's a boy.
Yeah, it is.
And I just wanted to get onto that and see like how you're enjoying your stay so far, how you're enjoying taking care of the baby.
I'm enjoying it quite a lot, actually. I mean, it's pretty easy most of the time. Of course, there are like days that what do you call it? That aren't that easy, but in general, it's it's going good.
So you live with the family?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, so that's pretty sweet then. So
Yeah.
your job is basically right where you live.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now that's pretty cool. My cousin did a very similar thing when she came out to LA. So is it like are you said you're doing classes in America, right, at some point?
Well, yeah. I didn't make it to the apply deadline for autumn classes, so
Okay.
I'm gonna do it for spring classes. And then I'm gonna do I need classes that are 6 credits worth.
Is
So
that like
does the schooling that you're taking, does that fall in line with the nannying au pair stuff that you're doing?
Well, yeah. I mean, I can take it on I'm taking it at a regular college thing, and I'm just gonna take classes at times that fit in with my nannying schedule.
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, how awesome is it that all you really do is go home and you watch your kid, and that's your work for being able to take care of school. That's a pretty sweet gig.
True.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
I wish I was able to get education out of parenting.
You do, Dan. Your next kid will be way better. You're never going to get eye stitches with your next kid if you have one.
Yeah.
Like they said, hey Dan, like they said, third time's the charm.
Oddly enough, they wouldn't let me stitch the kid up.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awful.
Something about
How are
not
you
being
supposed to
qualified or something. I don't know.
Think of all the. I was about to say, think of all the
What
money
a
you would have
horseshit.
saved if you had done it yourself, but then I forgot that Canada has free healthcare.
We do. It just takes 9 fucking years to see a doctor.
Oh, does it?
Oh God, it's horrible. You can, if you go to emergency, which I know it sounds weird for people who aren't in Canada, but usually if you go to the hospital, you go to the emergency room for pretty much anything. You feel sick, you hurt yourself, whatever.
That's similar in America.
So
I think
usually
I've never
you're
gone
looking
to the
at
emergency room.
yeah, you're usually looking at like minimum 6 hours.
Oh God, your kid
Before
could
you
have died
even
from
see-
infection.
Well, I mean, the good thing is that they'll prioritize.
Right.
So when we came in with a gaping head wound on a 2-year-old, they moved us up in the line
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
because they'll prioritize, like, this guy needs to see a medical.
This guy got shot. Let's leave him for a couple hours.
This guy needs treatment way before the person that has a stuffy nose and possibly only has the flu. So they'll prioritize that way, which is part of the reason why it takes so long. Because if somebody comes in behind you, but they're in worse shape, you're going to have to wait, right?
Okay,
So
I like that.
it's a good system, yeah. And most of the time when I've ever gone to the emergency room, I'm like, I know what the doctor's going to tell me, but I'm just making sure that that's what's wrong with me.
Right.
But it's still like, if you have to go to the hospital, you're like, fuck, this is going to ruin my day because it's going to be at least 6 hours before I see anybody. And he's going to tell me, drink plenty of fluids, keep your legs elevated.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
that's-
there's those times where you're like, well, it feels like the flu, but it's not quite the same. So maybe I should go get checked out just in case.
Can I tell you? Never. Don't do that. Don't go to the doctor.
You've heard it here, folks. Trevor said never go to the doctor.
Medical advice from Trevor.
I've had like a armpit thing for like 2 months. Or no, wait,
They're only going to give you
6
bad news.
months.
It's fine until someone tells you it's bad, and
I don't
then,
need a doctor.
then it's bad. See, this is why mostly males die in the United States because we're like,
Exactly.
no, that's probably nothing. It's probably
It's true.
nothing. Well, I should go get it checked. Oh, it's terminal. Oh, crap. Well, it wasn't terminal before I came here, so.
Yeah.
You don't think that.
Yeah. I was totally fine till I walked through those doors.
Exactly. Listen, it's a fact that cancers, when they search for cancer, that's what causes cancer. Medical fact.
This is the medical portion
It's
of
not
the
a medical fact,
Why Did
by
Ask
the
For
way.
podcast.
Don't. You're back.
And I wonder if, the having to wait for healthcare or having to wait for treatment starts encouraging people to self-medicate and they take care of themselves, and then it, makes the problem worse than if.
I guess it could if you're being a dumbass. I mean, Like you're not qualified to diagnose things. Like you've had the flu before.
Yeah.
You know what that feels like. Don't go to the hospital.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll tell you,
you're getting weird throbbing pain in your fucking arms. Maybe you should go get that checked out. You know.
Yeah.
But they're also starting to throw out commercials for like, you know, don't just go to the emergency room. Like there's other options, and they'll tell you like there's a website you can go to, and it's like
WebMD.
You know, first. No,
Oh.
it's a government website.
WebMD.gov.
You can go there to be like, you know, what do I think I feel, and then it'll tell you like, go see your family doctor for these sorts of things, go to emergency for these types of things, go to a walk-in clinic for these certain types of things. So it'll tell you. So they're trying to direct people away from going to the emergency room, because that's kind of like what we fall back on here is like, oh, not feeling well, should see a doctor, just go to the emergency room. And it's like, well, there's walk-in clinics. If you have a family doctor, make an appointment if it's not that bad, you know.
Yeah.
So they're trying to direct it, and that should help alleviate some of the wait time.
Or alleviate more of the wait time. Just get a prosthetics guy to put like a bullet hole in your head, you know, like just like, you know, a little bit of the little, and then you go in and you're like, oh my god, I need help. Then they rush you right in, and then you say, I have something under my arm. Is this okay? Is this fine?
I think if you have a cold coming on, quick, graze me with a bullet.
I was out shooting this zombie movie, and then I started feeling kind of sick, so I wanted to make sure everything was okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this isn't actually a bullet hole, but hey, I'll tell the makeup guy that you thought it was. He did a really great job. So about this mole.
I'm not going to turn into a zombie, right?
All right, so I want to bring this up. Two things. Ashley Madison, have you guys talked about it yet?
No, we haven't.
Holy fuck, have you not? Oh,
yes.
Have you heard about it?
I've heard there was a leak of some sort of all the email addresses of registered people.
This is amazing. So, Ashley Madison is a website for unfaithful married people who want to have an affair. Their whole slogan is "Life is short, have an affair."
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, one thing that I don't know if it's true or not, it's popped up on Reddit and a couple of websites. Supposedly, most of the 10,000 registered women are fake. Supposedly, there's only 3 women who have actually signed up for it and aren't employees of the company.
Oh, wow.
Like faking the profiles.
Oh, yeah, and it turned out that it was just a bunch of guys.
How does a website like that...
It was just a bunch of guys.
Like, how would that website... Like, how's that sustainable? If all the women on it are fake.
I don't know.
No, I know, but like you're paying for the expectation that you're going to find somebody to sleep with that isn't your wife.
I know. And that's why I said that's the part that I don't believe so much. However, one of the entirely true facts about it is that I want to say 1,500 users of Ashley Madison used .gov or like .whatever email addresses.
There you go.
There's
proof that your government's corrupt.
No, not corrupt, just horny.
Well, yeah. That's true.
But seriously, how are you supposed to do that? Like, what is going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me that if there's only 3 actual women that ever signed up for the website, it's like, well, that website's, I've been seeing commercials for that for years.
Yeah.
Up here. So it's like, how can it be sustained if you're logging on, signing up with the expectation to have an affair, and you never find somebody to have an affair with?
Yeah.
You think that would come out and be like, there's no actual women on this site, don't go there.
I think it's kind of like that weird little, they trap you because you log on with an expectation and then you find out that it's crap, so you never mess with it again, but you've already submitted your information to the website.
Yeah.
So you're kind of stuck in regard. So it's like, yeah, this isn't as what I thought it was, but it's too late. And then I think one of the reasons they were getting so mad at the website is because apparently there's an option to pay to have all your information deleted from the website, and then it turns out that there was actually still on there. They never deleted it. They just kind of like logged out your account or no longer made your account available to people, but then the website still had your personal information.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
what I can't understand is that the Impact team said, I'm sorry, Dan, just real quick. The Impact team that actually did the hacking said, take this website down within so many days, or we're going to reveal this information. And instead of taking the website down, I guess they just kind of waited it out, and they try to play chicken with these like internet people.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they lost, because what does a group of internet people have to lose? Not a whole lot. But if they have your entire database,
Yeah.
they should have shut down.
True.
Yeah, they should have.
So
Well, anyway, I think it's time for a special segment that we like to call Trevor's Snapplecap Fact of the Day.
All right, are you guys ready for this? This one, I was up in Whitefish, Montana, driving down to Missoula, Montana, and I got a Diet Peach Snapple, which is amazing. This is not sponsored, by the way. I just love Diet Peach Snapple.
Sponsor us, please.
Send me unlimited Diet Peach Snapple. Or regular peach Snapple. Just any kind of Snapple, really, except for Diet Lemon Snapple. But, Snapcap Fact of the Day, Thomas Jefferson invented the coat hanger.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's... I don't know if that
or
was
did
worth
Thomas
it.
Jefferson take credit for inventing the coat hanger?
It's either one. Thomas Edison
I can't help but feel like there's...
Nikola Tesla. Is that better?
There you go.
No, there you go.
The Why Did Ask For podcast, making up facts since 2015.
No, we're not making them up. They're facts. You have to go look it up.
Yeah.
No, Thomas Jefferson invented the coat hanger. And the design has pretty much not changed. It's still a wire that he hung around, or like twisted around.
So,
do you think he bent that by hand?
Absolutely. It's easy
into
enough
that
to do.
shape?
I realized something very horrible about myself is the more I write for Jesse and Drew, the more horrible things pop into my head in everyday conversations. I was about to say, is Jefferson then responsible for all the botched abortions that's ever happened?
Jesus, Pat.
Jesus.
What is wrong with you?
Sorry. It's writing for Drew. It's messed up.
How could you
really
think
has.
that? Of course Thomas Jefferson is responsible for all those. Obviously.
That's so bad.
Hey, so I read an interesting...
Thanks, Jefferson.
I read an interesting fact on... I was on Reddit this morning, front page of Reddit, just to see if there was anything interesting on there. And apparently, Hulk Hogan wants to team up with Trump and run for president.
Wouldn't that be great? The racist and the other racist. Decide which one's which.
It's gonna be horrible, and it's gonna run America to the ground.
That was like the greatest thing I read. I was like, holy fuck. I guess he's got nowhere to go, right? I mean, Hogan's hit rock bottom at this point.
Yeah. Well, I believe that Trump wants Oprah to be his running mate.
That's what I heard from the beginning, yeah. So as far as the time that the article was published, Trump had not responded to Hogan yet. But I think that'd be incredible. Or at the very least, make Hogan like head of security.
Yeah, just
bring him into the Secret Service. I don't know. I think it'd be entertaining anyway.
It could be entertaining.
That's why I would want to see it. I would want to see it so that way we can see all the parodies that's going to make of it. I mean, I don't think Saturday Night Live would know what to do with themselves if that happened, because that pretty much is the joke.
I think that's why he would do it, just so that Saturday Night Live would lose material. Like, how do you make fun of someone when you're just like, yeah, this is a true thing that's happening?
Can you imagine how many people would watch the State of the Union that don't currently watch the State of the Union if Trump was president and fucking Hogan came out and did all his wrestling shenanigans to like hype up the crowd? Fuck, I would watch that. I don't even care about American politics, and I would watch the shit out of that.
Yeah.
No, it's turned into it's gotten ridiculous over here. I don't know what's even happening with the political system over here. It's a popularity contest now. Everyone just kind of wants to be the loudest, the biggest, the flashiest, and it's gotten ridiculous.
Well, you know what? I think they to be fair, it's pretty much always been a popularity contest, but now it's a freak show.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, ultimately, at some point...
I mean, you've got the 80-year-old socialist. You've got the 60-year-old hairless toupee wearing, definitely not a toupee wearing person who wants. Oh God, it's just all a mess. It's all a mess. And Ted Cruz looks like a monster.
But like, there's always people like that when it comes time to, election time in the U.S. There's always like some freak show that's kind of running the show and leading all the fucking polls and everything. And then at some point they all drop out and you get some regular politician.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I think everyone's banking on. I think what everyone's afraid of, though, is that with like American Idol, they had this Sanjaya guy one time.
Oh yeah, and there was like
a joke that he was. Yeah, they kept voting for this guy because he was funny or because it was just wrong for him to be there. Yeah. So like the running joke was, let's keep this guy in there. And it's very easy. Unfortunately, in this country, I could see it where people would say, hey, it'd be funny to keep Trump going as long as possible. Just to see what he does or what else he can get out.
Can we say this? Wouldn't it be hysterical if Trump was president, though?
It would, but like the negative light that America gets already,
right,
from misinformed people, it would just get even worse.
It would get worse.
Like, there's a lot of people out there that just hate the states just because it's America. They have no reason behind it. They just don't like it. Oh, fuck America. You know? Yeah. If you had Trump as your president, everybody... I'm not saying I do.
Oh, sure.
I've never met an American I don't like, to be honest with you. But if Trump was your president, like, that's just not good for anybody.
It's really not... I mean, he would be in charge of handling our foreign affairs, and it just... He sends off. He's exactly what other people think America is. Is this big pompous dude, and it's just like no, we don't need to do that.
I did see a video the other day, and obviously it's old because it's Letterman, but Letterman shreds up Trump for Trump had just recently made some sort of remark about Chinese products, and we shouldn't have people making our shit that live in China or whatever. And then Letterman's just basically like, didn't you just open up a clothing factory? Yeah. Well, where is that? It says here on this tie, made in China.
Oh.
And I can't remember where I see it. I'll look for it and I'll put it in the link dump. But it was like Letterman just basically shreds him for his whole anti-China shit when Trump's own line of clothing is being made in China.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was brilliant.
So I'm literally looking through stuff, and I just found this in an episode of The Simpsons from 2000. Mm-hmm. Bart goes to the future, and Trump is president.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh, that's not good.
Apocalyptic future in The Simpsons is slowly becoming reality.
Yeah, it's not. Hey,
at least
good.
It won't. At least it doesn't turn into a version of the future where the Allied nations lost in World War II.
Right? I was just about to segue to that. So another thing that I found on the front page of Reddit. No, not exactly Wolfenstein. So this is it's an hour-long movie, I guess, that's going to be streamed on Amazon Video, hopefully to other video services afterwards. But basically, it's a Ridley Scott's adaptation of a Philip K. Dick novel from 1962 called The Man in the High Castle. And it's basically the story of had the Allies lost World War II.
Oh.
And I'll put a link in the link dump for the trailer. The trailer looks pretty good. If you're into history, I think you'd really want to see this because it looks pretty neat.
Well, I'll tell you, I loved Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, so I love history.
Trevor, I don't think there'll be any vampires.
Nazi vampires?
Yeah.
Sounds intriguing. Someone should write that.
It's like Blade's dream come true is Nazi vampire.
Yeah. So...
But I'm really excited to see that because I love these, like, they've done a run of like apocalyptic futuristic worlds like Hunger Games and all this Divergent. Everything ends up with us all killing each other and making sport of these people, killing themselves. But I like a turn where it's just like, okay, it's not that it turns bad, it was just already bad.
Yeah.
And this is how it progressed over the years.
No, watch the movie be about like some German paradise that the Nazis made the world, and you just find out that Ridley Scott is a terrible Nazi racist, and he's just making this movie, and it's like springtime for Hitler.
Well, let's hope it doesn't turn into that. The trailer definitely doesn't depict that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I saw.
Although there's
that.
an interesting image in the trailer. For a non-American, I was like, ooh, I don't know how that's going to go over. Is basically it's just the American flag that waves, and as it reveals itself, where the stars normally are is a swastika.
Ooh.
But it's still the red and white bars with the blue, blue
and white
like
swastika.
Your flag. It's just a swastika instead of the stars, and I'm like, I don't know. There was something about that image that captured me, and I was like, I don't know if they're going to get away with that.
Oh, they have. I mean, yeah. I mean, if it resonated at all with you, then it's probably a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a very stunning image. So it's just one of those little things that, like, even from one screenshot, I could go, I really want to see that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what these video streaming services, the HBOs, and now Amazon Prime and Netflix, without having to be under the watch of like the CDC or anything like that. Not CDC, the stupid people who regulate television.
FCC.
They're really pushing the envelope. Yeah, FCC. And or as most people call them, the FFCC.
The fellas at the freaking FCC.
They're able to push the envelope a lot harder now with getting away with these little like sketchy things that they normally wouldn't be able to, like Game of Thrones. Dear God. And
great show.
People seem to be gravitating more towards that. They're gravitating towards the thing that you're not supposed to be able to do.
Well, I think that's true with everything, though, right? You're not supposed to do it. It's going to make you want it more.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So if they say you can't say that on TV, it's like, well, but I can say it on HBO.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go pitch it to HBO and see where we get.
And for some reason, that feeling of not being able to have it, or you're not supposed to listen to it, that makes it that much more appealing. Did I mention you're not supposed to listen to this episode of the Why Did I Ask for a Podcast? I mean,
don't listen to it.
Horribly bad.
But come on. Come on now.
No, it's a secret podcast that only exclusive people get to listen to. So if you're listening to this,
consider yourself lucky.
Shh.
That's right.
We value your existence.
Or we'll find
Not
you.
just anyone gets to hear Trevor's Snapple Cap fact of the day.
Listen, Thomas Jefferson, man, genius.
Yes. Murdered all the babies.
Damn it.
Invented a few things along the way, but mostly known for murder.
Babies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, it happens, right? You're trying to figure out electricity. You need to test it on something.
Nope, different guy.
Whatever.
And how many children have probably met their end at electrical accidents with fork and wall?
That was probably the stupidest fucking thing I've ever said.
It's up there.
As long as it doesn't
Don't
go anywhere
worry,
where
we
it's
can
going
cut
to
it.
As soon as that came out, I went,
okay.
wait a minute, that's not him.
We can cut that, Dan.
Dan,
Well, I mean, you can cut that.
I'll probably leave it in.
Just have a...
Every podcast needs a
big
dumbass,
bleep.
and if that has to be me, so be it.
Oh, I thought we had
Dan,
3.
never. No. Yeah, the only intelligent one here is
Yeah.
Mary, I think.
Aww,
The quiet one, huh?
Guys,
But-
please.
I am excited to see this show. I really do want to see it. I think my wife, she's a history major, and I know she's going to be really intrigued to see it. It might actually be one of the reasons I buy Amazon Prime again.
There you go.
Oh,
or at the very least,
really
you sign
is
up for the
worth
free
it.
trial just to see it.
It really is worth it. Amazon Prime.
Well, I think if it is an ongoing series, I'm willing to invest in it because it's like $100 a year, I think, and then also you get the free 2-day shipping. And it's like I want that, especially during like the holiday season.
I don't know. As far as I could see, it's only a 1-hour special, but
Oh, it's a 1-hour thing. Okay, then I would. Totally
as far as I read.
But I mean, what other? I mean, is everybody looking forward to like any shows this fall?
Anything new, you mean, or recurring?
No, recurring. Like I'm looking forward to like Walking Dead, and I'll have to admit this: I watch Supernatural. I like Supernatural.
Same.
Game of
I
Thrones.
could go somewhere with that, but
Same
I
here.
won't.
Same here, Pat.
Yay!
Yeah, Game of Thrones, I guess.
Game of Thrones.
Walking Dead. I mean,
I haven't watched Walking Dead.
I've been a sucker for NCIS
seasons.
since it started. So.
NCIS is amazing.
Right?
I only watch it because my parents watch it all the time, but Gibbs is one of the best characters of all time.
He is. He's so good. But unfortunately, I think that this season is going to make me cry.
Really? Is it the last one?
Or at least the first episode.
Oh.
Well, no, because, spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't caught up on NCIS, screw you. At the end of the last season, Gibbs gets shot. And so to open the season, John Cryer, who was in 2.5 Men,
right.
Is going to be in at least one episode playing the surgeon that's trying to get Gibbs back to life. But as far as I could gather from the trailers that I've seen, basically, like, Gibbs starts... I don't know if he's, like, in the in-between world where he might be alive, he might be dead, but there's a little girl that's like, hey, hold my hand, and I'm pretty sure that's referencing his daughter.
Yeah.
Which, if you know any of the backstory of NCIS, his daughter was killed by a sniper long time ago. Him and his wife, or her and his wife, were killed a long time ago by a sniper. Anyway, but as a father, I have a hard time watching any sort of sad interaction with father-daughter. And so I don't know how it's going to play out, but I'm pretty sure it's going to make me cry anyway.
Yeah. Well, can I want to say, how do you feel about the Dead Island trailer? The original Dead Island trailer.
I never watched it. Is that?
God.
That's the one that got Jeff to cry, right?
Yeah, he couldn't get through like 2 minutes, or not 2 minutes, 2 seconds of it. Let me.
Yeah, I never looked at it, but I'll check it out after.
It's a beautiful trailer, and you know what? People give the game shit because it wasn't like at all like the trailer, but I had fun with it. People need to realize that games are fun if you play them with people. Yeah. I mean, all of the times that I've had fun with playing video games has been with other people.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, there's a few games that'll pull you in.
Oh yeah, like there's Skyrim, GTA 5 story mode. Like there's plenty of single player games that I've had a lot of fun, but the only time that I've been like laugh out loud, rolling on the floor, literally dying laughing has been with other people.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well. So, we're actually at time here. So if anybody has any final thoughts, we'll throw them in now. Otherwise, we are going to wrap.
Alternate fact, Thomas Jefferson, who was president of the United States, on his grave didn't mention that. He only has that he wrote the Declaration of Independence.
Can you imagine that as like a subnote on your tombstone?
Yeah.
Also invented the coat hanger.
Also invented the coat hanger.
Just really, really small print at the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us, listening to your favorite podcast. Please feel free to share this with everybody you know.
No, don't, because you're not supposed to listen to it.
Well,
yeah, it's a secret.
Not this episode. Don't share this episode.
Don't share this episode.
Or you could share this episode.
But share the rest.
Rule number 1 of Why Did Ask For is that we don't talk about Why Did Ask For.
Exactly.
Mary, please. We have to talk about it, otherwise nobody can enjoy it.
That's fair. Everyone talked about Why Did Ask For.
True.
There you go.
True.
Yes.
Tell your mother, tell your grandmother, tweet it out, retweet all our shit.
Don't tell my parents, though, please.
We
We're
are all over social media. We are on Facebook. You can like our Facebook page.
We got a Kickstarter. If we get to $10,000, we will tell my parents.
There you go. You can follow us on Twitter at Why Did Ask For. Obviously, if you're listening, you found us somehow. So if it's from iTunes, then cool. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Or check out our Blogspot page, whydidaskfor.blogspot.ca. We're also on Instagram and Snapchat and Reddit and all sorts of other crap that I don't know how to use, and all you damn kids know how to use. Shake fist.
Now, Dan, I do have a question.
Oh, okay.
Why did ask for?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
I think that's when we
yeah.
Anyway, thanks again for listening, and we will see you for the next chapter.
All right.
See you all next time.
Bye.
Woohoo!